No matter what stage you are at in your business, chances are at some point you have dealt with feelings of comparisonitis. That is looking out at your competitors and asking yourself, why am I even doing this? Look how amazing and brilliant and incredible these humans are. And maybe that led to being maybe a little bit too inspired by what somebody else is doing, not trusting your own voice, or worst case of all, not putting yourself out there and helping the people that you're meant to help in this world because you felt smaller or less than. In this video, I'm going to share 5 strategies to help you move past those feelings and get back to being your unapologetic, unshakable, badass self. My name is Kaye Putnam. I'm the psychology-driven brand strategist. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here on my YouTube channel today. Welcome or welcome back. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button to get notified whenever I publish a new video about branding, psychology, and entrepreneurship. Now, like I mentioned, this happens at all stages of business, myself included, even though I'm 7 years plus in, but it is especially tempting when you're in the beginning parts of growing a business to look at what other more successful people are doing and attempt to model their success. If your story is anything like mine, you'll realize, hopefully quickly, that route not only feels really awkward, like you're walking around with somebody else's shoes or wearing somebody else's sweater, but it doesn't get you the results that you hope that it would get you because you feel awkward, so your customers feel awkward, and they don't really recognize what makes you incredible, unique, and brilliant. So to counteract that modeling that we're so apt to do when we're feeling less than or unsure of ourselves, what we really need to be focusing on is building our brand on truth, not trends. And I'm going to share 5 prompts, 5 ideas that you can ask yourself to move out of that feeling of comparisonitis. First of all, if you've been in my orbit for any length of time, you know that I'm a huge advocate and proponent for a tool called brand archetypes. Brand archetypes help us get in our own lane and to have a language that explains our innate strengths, our innate advantages as a brand. So that can be an incredible place to get you started. The second thing to ask yourself is, even if you're new, even if you're moving into a new area, even if you don't have all of the results that you wish that you had, look back on a time in your life or in your business when you have created incredible results. Tap into some of that confidence. You've done incredible things before. Even if you are brand new to this game, you learned to walk, you learned to read, you have done really hard things in your life. And often we need to call back on those moments to remember our own strength. And as we're remembering those times, ask yourself, what did it take? What was my process then to create those incredible results? For me, I look back on my time in high school when I was a competitive athlete. So I was cross-country skiing competitively and competed nationwide as a cross-country skier. And through that process, I learned a lot about myself and about achievement. I learned to put myself in a bigger pond if I wanted to be more competitive. I could be the best skier in the copper country, but that didn't really matter if I wasn't going to compete at a state level or a nationwide level. I also learned that it took a lot of grit and preparation to get the type of results that I wanted to get when I was skiing. Now, I was never amazing at the nationwide level, but that didn't stop me from learning a whole bunch of lessons that I've now been able to apply in other areas of my life. third idea is to ask yourself the question, if you were 100% confident, or if you were 100% certain in your next step, what would you do? Oftentimes our subconscious, or just our brain in general, it knows the path, like it knows where to go next. And if you just pose the question to yourself, the answer surfaces. And then if you just do that, if you just focus on that next best step, that's all you can do right now. You don't have to know the next 5 steps or the next 15. Just focus on the next best step. And a great way to elicit that from your own knowing, from your own consciousness, is to ask yourself that question. If I was 100% sure of what to do next, what would I do? Oh, that. Fourth step to stopping the comparison game with online business or any other part of your life is to look at yourself with compassion, to heal the hurts that we've all accumulated over our lives. I'm pretty sure that all of us have had that moment back in elementary school where we were bullied, or that teacher that didn't really understand our potential, or the parent that was loving but demanded perfection. Whatever it was, whatever your story is, chances are there are some parts of your psyche that feel a little bit less than. So figure out what you can do as a human to love and accept yourself. Yes, I know this is supposed to be about brand strategy. I know this is supposed to be about entrepreneurship. And if you've been in this as long as I have, or even for a day, you will soon realize that owning a business, being an entrepreneur, is like having the best life coach ever, because you are going to be exposed to things way outside of your comfort zone. So ask yourself that, like, where can I show myself compassion? What can I do to heal those parts of me that feel wounded, that feel broken, that I'm afraid that people might see and judge? And offer yourself some compassion. And then idea number 5 for stepping outside of that comparison syndrome situation that we get stuck in is to simply ask yourself, what decision right now, or what expression of myself would be the most fun? What would bring me the most joy? What would totally tickle 7-year-old Kaye's sense of pride about what adult Kaye is doing? For me, this means going back to the things that just naturally fuel my curiosity. Right now, I'm following this rabbit hole of energy and the subconscious mind, and how to mold and shape these forces within our bodies and within our lives to create the success that we want to create. And that fires me up. So ask yourself, what's tugging at your attention? What really demands to be seen right now? What would feel fun, as opposed to, oh, I should post on Instagram. I should do this. I should do that. Often that energy comes from thinking that we need to be something or someone that we're not, instead of following our own genius and our own truth. So I hope these questions, I hope these prompts bring you back to yourself and bring you back to that amazing human that is meant to serve the world at such a greater capacity. So keep being amazing, keep coming back to that truth, and I know that that will get you way more results than relying on being something that you're not. I'll see you guys next time.